2026 Grand Cherokee gets a mid-cycle refresh and it gets a power boost and it's bringing the Hurricane. There's a lot to talk about, lots of changes and lots of good information. From the exterior, you're really gonna have to have these Jeeps side by side to notice the big difference. Some changes up front on the grille. We're gonna show a picture of a 26. This one here is my 2025 Grand Cherokee, which we are in love with, and this is the L. The 26 is still gonna have the 4xe platform. Now you're gonna have the 6-cylinder and the all-new Hurricane motor, which we're gonna dig into. Now, I am a big Grand Cherokee fan. My first Grand Cherokee I owned was a 96 Grand Cherokee, which ironically enough was the first year of a mid-cycle refresh on the first ever Grand Cherokee. The second Grand Cherokee I owned was the ever-loved 5.9 liter ZJ. To me, it's the one that got away. I remember the Grand Cherokee when it first came out in 1993. And I've loved it ever since. So let's dig in. What has changed between 25 and now 26? And what's under the hood is gonna be the biggest change with some small changes on the interior. So let's talk about this all new 2-liter Hurricane 4 turbo that they're calling it. 325 horsepower, 332 foot-pounds of torque. That is 162 horsepower per liter. Absolutely best in its segment. This vehicle has technology that they've used in Formula race cars. This engine has 2 plugs per cylinder, one for the combustion chamber and one for the TJI, the turbojet injection chamber as well. So technology is not new, but new to maybe a conventional engine. Built right here in Michigan, and the angle is smaller engine, bigger punch, better fuel economy. This one's gonna do all those things. On top of all that, you've got 6,200 pound towing capacity and a 506 mile range. Guys, if you think about this, now this is not going to be the engine that the 4xe platform is built on. Now what I'm questioning is, and I don't know this, looking down the road, will we see the 4xe built on this platform engine? Which I actually think makes a lot of sense because it's better for cold startups. It is better for all of the things that the current 2-liter motor sees in the 4xe platform. Or the next question is, with the 506 mile range and this kind of horsepower and this kind of torque and this kind of fuel economy, will it just simply replace the 4xe? That we don't know. But what I can tell you right now is the 4xe in the Grand Cherokee is still offered and it is unchanged. So is the V6. The V6 is still offered, but you're gonna have to pick the trim level if you want to get the V6. We'll talk about that in a second. Moving to the interior, you do now get a 12.3 inch display. The passenger 10.25 inch display is still an option. And if you look, you've got some haptic buttons up on top. Some of the buttons that were previously in the dash for HVAC and heated seats and like that, they've moved up in the screen. Kind of takes a little bit out of the book of the Wagoneer S and what almost looks to be soon to be the Cherokee as well, as far as the interior dash controls go. And they're kind of moving this direction. The haptic buttons are not new. We've seen that in the Wagoneer S. We've seen that in the Charger as well. I think that's nice to see. The refresh on the interior, it's not earth-shattering, guys. This is why it's a mid-cycle refresh. The real thing here is the engine. On the exterior, again, like we talked about, not a lot's changed. To the average consumer, to the average person going down the road, you're probably not going to notice a difference. To the Jeep guys like us, you're going to be able to call out that 26 model year. The new headlights, there is a new front fascia, there is a new rear fascia, but the differences are very subtle, but they are just a little more refined. Again, for most of us, until you put those two vehicles together, the average person isn't going to say, oh wow, look at that one's really different. Not that that's bad. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. And I'm wondering if some of that has to do with cooling modifications for the new engine. So one thing we seem to be noticing moving forward with Jeep in general, if you watched our last video on the Grand Wagoneer, is they're refining the trim levels. Everything's kind of becoming more simple. They're doing the same here. You're refining the trim levels. You've got Laredo, Limited, and Summit. In the Laredo is the first time you're gonna get the 4x4 Select Trek. That is now available in the Laredo. Never seen before in the Laredo trim level before. The whole angle here is it's simple shopping and more value. For the most part, the trim levels are getting more and they're getting simplified and the prices really haven't increased. So that's really good to see. Now, if you still want that V6 engine, here's the good news and the bad news. The good news is you can still get it, but you're only going to get that V6 engine in the lower trims. As you go up in the trim levels, you're gonna find that the option for the V6 starts to disappear. So just pay attention to that. Now the 4-cylinder will come standard in those trim levels, but if you want the 6-cylinder, you're gonna have to opt for the lower trim level. The good news is we do have the freedom to choose. Whether it's gas turbo, or whether it's hybrid, you can get it all. The 4xe is still available and still a great platform for the Grand Cherokee. We take a quick break to talk about Jeeps on the Run Toys for Tots 13th annual event. December 7th, we will all gather. If you're not one of the 500 Jeeps, scan this QR code, make sure you're entered. Also, we're giving away a brand new Jeep Gladiator. Huge thanks to our site sponsor, Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 100% of these ticket sales will go to support our Toys for Tots event. Over the past 13 years, we've donated almost $3 million. This is one of Illinois' largest Jeep events, and you do not want to miss it. Scan that code below. You do not have to be present to win. You are responsible for tax, titles, license, all that good stuff. We only sell 3,000 tickets. So some additional features on this 2.0 liter Hurricane turbojet motor. This is the first Jeep vehicle to use turbulent jet technology in the engine. Cleaner and more efficient. The other cool feature about this engine, 80% of the torque is available at only 2,300 RPMs. That's pretty impressive. So the good news is on the Grand Cherokee L, same simplified setup, you get more USB chargers, you get the option of 60/40 split seats, and best-in-class legroom and cargo space. So when do we expect this? We'll start seeing these late 2025. What Jeep are you most excited to see next? The all-new 2026 Grand Cherokee, the brand new Jeep Cherokee, the new Jeep Grand Wagoneer, or are you waiting out for the all-new electric Jeep Recon? Either way, Jeep has got a ton of stuff coming out, and it's all coming out soon. The Hurricane 4 Turbo is just a start to what Jeep has coming, and the Jeep lineup is about to blow up real quick. What do you think of the new Hurricane 4 Turbo engine? Is that going to be on your list of something to check out? Are you staying towards the V6, or are you staying towards the 4xe? Either way, same Jeep, same capabilities, and same brand loyalty. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.